What if you built your survival house inside of 4 nether portals? It's actually a pretty smart idea because it makes your base completely mob proof. On the ground floor you can make room for some crops and sugarcane. If you extend up a small rounded platform, you've got space for a bedroom. You can even fit in some storage underneath, and be sure to cover the roof with some purple stained glass. Add a trapdoor so you can access the roof, and that's it. If you want to build this exact house in your own world, the easiest way to do that is to follow the online 3D instruction guide at charliecustard.com. It's like Lego instructions, but for Minecraft. It's linked in the profile. If you find a steep mountain in Minecraft, carve it down into the shape of a steep looking house. If you just add a door, you already have a pretty good survival house, but let's make it look a little nicer with some medieval texturing and a deep slate roof. The inside is pretty basic, but it has everything you need. You can build this house in your own world by following the online 3D instruction guide at charliecustard.com. It's linked in the profile, and remember, creativity isn't always about what you build from the ground up. Sometimes it's about what you make out of the world around you. Create a circular pond of lava inside a small village. You now have the perfect spot to build your starter house. Just mine down a couple of blocks and build this cubic house with some surrounding crop farms. Extend out some shelters on each side of the house. This will allow you space to include multiple beds, enchanting, furnaces, and storage. All that's left to do now is construct a lookout tower in the middle. Oh, and some shelters on each side of the crop farms work really nicely too for storage and sugarcane. You can actually build this house in your own world by following the online 3D instruction guide at charliecustard.com. It's like Lego instructions, but for Minecraft. It's linked in the profile. This is just a typical village, and it's also the perfect place to build your starter house. This is a simple design, but it does have everything you need inside, including 2 bunk beds. Extend across a walkway and build the same house for your friend. If you don't have any friends, just invite some of those homeless villagers. You've got space for crop farms and animals underneath, although you could create a symmetrical design by replicating this 3 times and letting the water from that village well run through the middle, acting as a canal to a central base where you can oversee all of those villager residents below. Anyways, the easiest way to rebuild this design in your own world is to follow the online 3D guide. There's loads of builds on there to keep your Minecraft world full of creative ideas, so check it out if you're interested. It's linked in the profile. Is this the rarest village in Minecraft? Because it has 24 crop farms, which gave me an idea to build a crop farm house, one that you could build in your own Minecraft world. This design is on stilts and has multiple sections with sugarcane and space for animals on the bottom. As the villagers rallied to throw me off their land, I continued to construct my 2-story house in between the crop farms, complete with all the survival essentials, including an enchanting space out the front. Some of the villagers liked my house so much that they ended up paying me rent to be my housemate, so it wasn't long before I peacefully claimed ownership of the entire village and became the potato and carrot king of the world. Anyways, you can build this house in your own world by following the online 3D instruction guide at charliecustard.com. It's linked in the profile. If you build a house with wooden doors, zombies will eventually break down your door and murder you. So the easiest way to resolve this problem is to use a nether portal as your door. By walking through quickly, you'll enter your house, but mobs on the other hand, they'll be stuck in the nether. Extend out the back of the house for some more room. Now, this next level does include a door, but don't worry, you're protected by those gates on the stairs at the front. And add a balcony to shoot down those mobs below. Maybe a crop farm out the front, and that is how you build a zombie-proof house. You can actually build it in your own world by following the 3D instruction guide at charliecustard.com. It's linked in the profile, and remember, you're never too young to build something incredible. You would be surprised what you can craft with a giant crafting table. See, if you remove 9 squares on each side of the crafting table, you'll be left with this frame which you can turn into strip logs. Now, using oak and spruce planks, extend out some cubes in a checkered pattern on all of these squares. Add some windows and you already have a nice house. All that's left to do is build a 3-story interior. Furnaces, smokers, enchanting, beds and crop farms. And here is a modern version as well. You can actually rebuild either one of these houses in your own Minecraft world by following the online 3D instruction guide at charliecustard.com. It's linked in the profile, and remember to follow for more creative ideas. Lay down some chiseled bookshelves on the floor. With some textured stone walls and large doorways, you can include some basic survival necessities inside. Be sure to build a spiral staircase on both sides. One will lead to a bedroom and a small castle keep, and the other to an enchanting space with 2 viewing points on each side. And finally, a king's bedroom on the 3rd floor for you, the king, or the queen. Anyways, this build is called the Deep Slate Castle Keep. The easiest way to rebuild it in your own world is to follow the online 3D guide at charliecustard.com. It's linked in the profile, check it out if you're interested, and be sure to follow for more creative ideas. The best place to build your survival base is in the sky on a small grass platform. You're safe from any mobs, and it's easily accessible with the new rideable ghasts. And speaking about rideable ghasts, you could always upgrade this base into a rideable ghast house with multiple levels inside and all your survival needs. There's 2 windows on the front where the goggles are, but a ghast of this size could totally carry something quite large on its back. So let's build a castle on top and call this build the Ghastle. All that's left to do is add some docking stations on the side for your rideable ghast. You can rebuild this house in your own Minecraft world by following the online 3D guide at charliecustard.com. It's linked in the profile, and remember, the sky isn't the limit of your imagination, it's only the beginning. Mine out 2 L shapes on the side of a cliff and carve out a diamond shape in the middle. After you've completely hollowed out the interior, you can line this place with some oak planks and separate it with some floors. Build your bedroom and enchanting space on the top, nether warts and a cactus farm through the middle, oak trees, furnaces and a nether portal on the bottom. And the diamond, that is a perfect spot to grow some wheat. Flow down a waterfall on the outside and you have yourself the ultimate cliffside survival base. And here is a modern version too. The easiest way to build both the wooden and modern version of this house is to follow the online 3D instruction guide at charliecustard.com. It's like Lego instructions, but for Minecraft. It's linked in the profile.